Conquest SMP reset its world back in December of last year, and the world file has been sitting on my computer ever since then. Now, a lot of people ask me for the world download because they want to play, they want to join, either see the bases they built themselves, or see the bases other people built if they weren't on the server, and I am announcing that now the world is officially available for public download if you click the link in the description and download the whole folder, not one of the folders inside it like dim1, you don't want to download that. Then you can play on this server right here, not the server, you can play the world, which was the server at one point. I do warn you, it is a giant file size because it is very old and has a lot of chunks generated. I did clear out like half of them though, so that's only a little bit of the file size. Now, in the description, there are also a bunch of coordinates to some different bases that people have built on the server, and I will go through a few of them and show them off to you so that you can know what you're looking for and what you might want to explore more in depth if you choose to download the world file. Obviously, the coolest place on the whole server is Zima, my city that I built. It's been here since pretty much the start of the game. It's got lots of buildings. That's the oldest house on the server, and this is one that I built, and it's kind of nice. I feel like it's stood the test of time. A lot of the other buildings here, like this one and that one, kind of look ugly now, but this one, I think, it still looks pretty good, even though it's like 4 years old. Also down here, through this slab, you can see Funny Place. Doesn't look like much, but this was built on the first day, and it is literally the oldest thing on the entire server. And as such, it has a lot of significance with the community. We've obviously got this big cathedral, very cool, and this big castle, very cool, and all these other small buildings that really are kind of insignificant, but the whole area is very nice, and you can look at it. These are the coordinates, and they are in the description, so you can teleport here. It's pretty awesome. To the north of the city, you will find this here spooky mansion based on Luigi's Mansion. It is a maze runner type mini game where you can play and you can go through the maze. You'll do some parkour, you'll have some gambling elements. You don't actually have to pay, although I mean I guess if you want to you can since you have creative mode. Also outside here you can see Olaf. This is Olaf here. He's got a jack-o'-lantern and he's a baby zombie. Isn't that cool? It took me a long time to get that guy. Yes, this minigame is very fun. I highly recommend playing. It was very popular among the people, although some did rage quit when they die, so be warned about that. The coordinates are in the description. 6,000 blocks to the east, you can find the gaming district, home to the giant colosseum, which took us several months to build. It is right outside the giant fortress of New Bozland, which you can see there with some giant walls. This whole area is where the games were held at the end of the server, which would determine a winner who didn't actually really win anything, and that was also the same time when Manga Bingbor decided to destroy the entire world. Of course, I had a backup, so Manga Bingbor didn't quite get us there. This Colosseum is pretty cool. I think you all would probably agree, and it was very difficult to build, so if you want to come here and admire it yourself, maybe have some fights with some friends if you want to, it is right here. And here is the inside, which there are even some graves here from people dying. A bunch of random stuff littered everywhere on the server. No one was very tidy or organized. They just kind of left litter on the ground. The last place we will be visiting today is seodoba's base, called Catacombia. It is right here in the catacombs behind me. It's a bit of a mess out here because it was the end of the server and people were sort of starting to lose their minds. But if we go through this tunnel here, we can see this big room here with these statues, which are super cool. Seodoba was definitely one of the more build-oriented people, and if you go into Spectator, you can see there is a bit of a labyrinth of rooms back here, which you can explore for yourself. Some good builds. Also, outside, there are plenty of things. There are some large walls, which were never actually used in battle, although I think that's what their purpose was. There are also some Wild West looking houses up here, which you can explore. This is the famous Mace and Mushrooms, where the people would go to get drunk. I don't think this ever featured in a video, but it was a very famous location that was always out of stock. Let's see, is there anything in there? No, there's not. They drank all the beer, that's sad. This place is a really cool place, and I think you should visit it if you get the world downloaded. Now, there are lots of other places on the server, and I mean lots of other places. A few more of them are listed in the description with the coordinates there. They'll have a brief description of where you're visiting, but there are so much stuff for you guys to explore here. I highly recommend that you download it, look around, If you find anything terrible, please don't blame me, because most of that stuff was not created by me, and I tried my best to get rid of anything that might be unfriendly to some people. So click the link in the description, download the world, play some Minecraft. It's cool, it's awesome. That's like all I have to say, so bye.